You open your eyes in the morning, and before you even think about getting up, before you drink water, before you even fully wake up, your hand is already reaching for your phone. You don't even decide to do it. It just happens, like breathing, like a reflex you never chose but somehow can't stop. And in that one moment, that tiny, silent moment, your entire day is already being decided for you. I know you're going to say, bro, it's just 5 minutes, but you and I both know it's never 5 minutes. It's 20 minutes, it's 40, sometimes it's an hour and a half, and you're still lying in bed, scrolling through things you won't even remember by noon. And the worst part? You know this. You've known this for months, maybe years, and yet every single morning you do it again. That's not a habit, that's a trap. And today I'm going to show you exactly how deep that trap goes. Here's what nobody tells you about your phone. It's not designed to be useful, it's designed to be irresistible. Every app on your screen, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, WhatsApp, they all have one single goal: not to help you, not to make your life better. Their goal is to keep your eyes on the screen for as long as humanly possible. Because every second you spend scrolling, someone is making money off your attention. Your attention is the product. You are not the customer. You are what's being sold. And they are incredibly good at their job. There's a psychological principle called variable reward. It was first discovered with rats in a lab. Scientists found that when a rat pressed a lever and sometimes got food, sometimes didn't, it became obsessed. It kept pressing the lever way more than when it always got food. The unpredictability made it addictive. Now look at your Instagram feed. Look at your YouTube homepage. Sometimes you find something amazing. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it hits. Sometimes it doesn't. You keep scrolling because your brain is waiting for that next hit. You are that rat, and your phone is that lever. And nobody ever sat you down and told you this. But here's where it gets darker. This isn't just about wasted time. I wish it were that simple. Because if it were just about time, you could fix it with a timer app and call it a day. The real damage is happening inside your brain at a neurological level, and most people don't realize it until it's already cost them something they can never get back. Every time you pick up your phone out of boredom, every time you open an app without a reason, you are training your brain to avoid discomfort. And discomfort, that restless, itchy, slightly painful feeling of not knowing what to do, that is exactly where every great idea, every breakthrough, every moment of real creativity lives. When you scroll to escape that feeling, you are literally deleting your own potential, swipe by swipe, day by day. Think about the last time you had a genuinely original idea, the last time you felt truly creative. I'm willing to bet you weren't staring at a screen. You were in the shower, you were walking, you were lying in the dark doing nothing, because that's when your brain finally gets the space to actually think. That boredom you've been running from your whole life, that's not the enemy, that's the door, and you've been slamming it shut 50 times a day without even knowing it. Now I want you to think about procrastination, because the two are connected in a way that will genuinely change how you see your daily life. Procrastination is not laziness. I need you to hear that. It is not a character flaw. It is not a sign that you're weak or disciplined or not cut out for success. Procrastination is an emotional response to a task that your brain has labeled as threatening.
Maybe it feels too hard. Maybe it feels too big. Maybe you're scared of failing at it. Maybe you're scared of succeeding. So your brain does what it always does when something feels threatening. It runs. And where does it run? Straight to your phone. Because your phone is the easiest, fastest, most available escape route on the planet. So you're not procrastinating because you're lazy. You're procrastinating because you're scared. And your phone is the getaway car. And here's the brutal truth that most productivity gurus won't say out loud. The more you use that escape route, the more you need it. Every time you avoid the discomfort of a hard task by grabbing your phone, you teach your brain that the phone is how we handle hard things. And the next time that task comes around, the urge to grab your phone will be even stronger. You are not just wasting time, you are actively rewiring yourself to be less capable of doing hard things. And that rewiring, if you let it go long enough, starts showing up everywhere. In your work, in your relationships, in the way you handle stress, in the way you feel about yourself at the end of the day when you look back and realize you got almost nothing done, again. That quiet shame you feel at 11 p.m., that's not random, that's the cost of the trap adding up. But here's what I need you to hold on to before we go further. This is not your fault. You were handed a device that some of the smartest engineers and psychologists in the world spent billions of dollars making impossible to put down. You didn't stand a chance without knowing what you were dealing with. But now you know, and knowing, really knowing, is the only place change ever starts. So stay with me, because in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly what to do about it. Let's talk about what actually works, not the stuff you've already tried, not delete the app or put your phone in another room, because you've heard that 100 times and it clearly hasn't stuck. I'm talking about something deeper, something that works at the same level the problem exists, which is inside your psychology, inside the way your brain is making decisions every single day without you even realizing it. The first thing you need to understand is this: willpower is not the answer. I know that sounds wrong. Everything you've ever been told about self-discipline says push harder, want it more, just be stronger. But science has shown us repeatedly that willpower is a finite resource. It runs out, it depletes throughout the day just like a battery. And if you're starting every morning already in a battle with your phone, you are draining that battery before you've even begun. You cannot fight a system-level problem with individual-level effort. You need to change the system. So here's what that actually looks like. Your brain makes thousands of micro-decisions every single day, and most of those decisions are not made consciously. They're made based on what's easiest, what's closest, what's most familiar. This is called the path of least resistance, and right now, your phone is sitting directly on that path. It's the first thing you see. It's the most accessible object in your environment. It's loaded with apps designed to pull you in the moment you touch it. So the first real move is not about motivation, it's about friction. You need to make the bad behavior harder and the good behavior easier. That's it. That's the whole game. Charge your phone outside your bedroom, not because some influencer told you to, but because the moment you remove it from arm's reach in the morning, you break the automatic loop. Your brain reaches out of habit and finds nothing. And in that small gap, that 2-second pause, you have a choice. For the first time, you actually have a choice. That gap is everything.
Replace the first thing you do with something that costs you nothing but builds your momentum. Drink water, stand up, take 10 deep breaths, walk to a window. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be a full morning routine with cold showers and journaling and a 5-mile run. It just has to be something that is not your phone, because momentum is real. The way you spend the first 10 minutes of your day sets the neurological tone for the next several hours. Win those 10 minutes, and you have already changed the trajectory of your entire day. Now let's talk about the work itself, because avoiding your phone means nothing if you still can't sit down and actually do the thing you've been putting off. And this is where most people get stuck. They clear the distraction and then stare at the task and still feel paralyzed. That paralysis has a name. It's called activation energy, the mental and emotional cost of starting. And for most people, that cost feels enormous. So here's how you bring it down. Never ask yourself to do the whole thing. Never sit down and say, I need to finish this project. Your brain hears that and panics. Instead, ask yourself the smallest possible version of the question. Can I work on this for just 10 minutes? Can I write just one paragraph? Can I make just one decision about this? That's it. 10 minutes, one paragraph, one decision. Because here's what always happens. Once you start, the resistance disappears. Starting is the hard part. Once you're in motion, your brain shifts into a completely different mode. Psychologists call it flow. You probably know it as that feeling when time disappears and the work just happens. But flow never comes before starting. It only comes after. So your only job is to start. Everything else takes care of itself. And when the urge to grab your phone hits you mid-task, because it will, I want you to do something that sounds almost too simple. Name it.
Out loud or in your head, just say, "That's the urge." Not, "I need to check my phone." Not, "Let me just take a quick break." Just, "That's the urge." Because the moment you name it, you create distance between you and it. You stop being the urge and you become the person watching the urge. And from that position, you have power. The urge loses about 70% of its strength the moment you stop identifying with it and start observing it. This is basic mindfulness, and it works in a way that no app, no timer, no productivity hack ever will. Here's the bigger picture I want to leave you with. Every single day, you are either building the version of yourself you want to become, or you are slowly, quietly dismantling it. There is no neutral. Every time you choose the phone over the work, you vote for the version of you that stays stuck. Every time you choose to start, even badly, even slowly, even for just 10 minutes, you vote for the version of you that moves forward. And those votes accumulate day after day, week after week, until one day you look back and realize that the person you are is the direct result of every small choice you made when nobody was watching and nothing felt significant. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are someone who got caught in a trap that was built by some of the most sophisticated behavioral engineering in human history, and you are someone who now knows how to get out. So close this video, put the phone down, and go do the one thing you've been putting off. That's where your life actually changes. If this hit you today, share it with one person who needs to hear it. And if you want more content that actually talks to you like a real human being, subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here.